All-Star break. Minnesota went on to sweep the Orioles in 4 games with 4 quality starts and the lineup providing plenty of offense. Yesterday, the Twins made it a 2nd consecutive series win with the bottom of the order leading the way. Tonight, the offense will be challenged facing one of the league's top left-handed pitchers. The Twins and the Rays begin the final series before the All-Star break on Fox Sports North. And this final series of this long homestand will get started about 2 hours late. The Twins hope for a series win. That would mean winning at least 3 of the 4 games. Hope to pick up some ground on the Cleveland Indians in the process and then get ready for what they hope will be a much better second half. Kyle Gibson has had to wait out the rain delay. Neither starting pitcher warmed up for the anticipated start time of 7:10.
And that's always a good thing. You know, you don't want to go out there and then maybe pitch an inning or 2 and then here comes the rain. So I think the Twins and the Tampa Bay Rays decided, let's just get this front past us and hopefully this will be a clean 9-inning game and the Twins victory.
And we believe this to be true, at least from my memory, and it's not the most reliable thing as much as it might have been years ago. But I don't believe we've had a game interrupted. We've had delays at the start. We've certainly had postponements. I don't believe we've had the tarp come on the field after the game started, either at home or on the road. So we're about ready to get going here. And the Twins, who've gotten a little traction as they've played some good baseball against some teams that are really struggling, and now they're taking on a team that is not struggling. Tampa Bay Rays have overachieved again this year, 4 games above the 500 mark. They come into this game with a 5-game winning streak, and Kevin Cash has done a nice job. Of course, they don't have the payroll that any other team in baseball has. Here's the Menards batting order, and a good one on top, although he's struggling. Kevin Kiermaier hitting 175 will be the leadoff man. Daniel Robertson, Jake Bauers, Wilson Ramos, G-Man Choi, C.J. Cron, Joey Wendell, Adeiny Echeverria, and Malik Smith.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. That'll be Kyle Gibson. Kyle making his 19th start, his 2nd against the Rays. Now, Blake Snell and Kyle Gibson, they went head-to-head in Tampa back in April, and it was the Rays that ended up winning that ball game 10-1. So Kyle making his 2nd start against the Rays, looking for a quality start here. Let's take a look at a scouting report on Kyle Gibson. Got to trust his fastball. I think this year what we've seen, he's improved that fastball. He's aggressive with it. Stay consistent. He's been very consistent in really all his starts. He's had a couple hiccups, but poor career numbers against the Rays, making his 8th career start, just 1 win, 5 losses.
And the defense behind Kyle Gibson: Eddie Rosario in left, Max Kepler in center, Robbie Grossman in right. Andre Anza, Polanco, Dozier, Mauer around the infield with Bobby Wilson doing the catching. And Andre Anza off the disabled list, getting a chance to play at third, giving Escobar a bit of a break to get this series started. Now Kiermaier in the box, and finally we're underway to left center field, and chased by Kepler. 1 down.
Got a lot of rain on the out, especially the outfield, so the outfielders probably a little soft out there, but Kepler on the first pitch ready to make that nice move over into left center field. So Kiermaier jumping on that first fastball and flies out.
It's kind of what happened in Gibson's last start. If you excuse me, remember in his start against the Orioles, Tim Beckham hit the first pitch for a double, and by innings end there was a walk and a 2-run home run. 3 runs scored in the first inning against Gibson, and then he put the clamps down and didn't give up another run. Here is Daniel Robertson taking strike 1. And now a ball, 1-1.
And we showed you the numbers of Kyle in his last start against the Orioles. 7 innings. He gave up 3 in the first. Then he put 6 zeros on the board. Ended up winning his first game here at Target Field this year.
And now inside a ball, 2-1.
A lot of youngsters on this Tampa Bay club. Robertson, one of those guys, just 24 years old in his 2nd season with the Rays. Up and down last year. 75 ball games, hit only 206, but good minor league numbers.
Strike on the outside corner. They've been swinging the bats pretty well. 28 runs over their last 4 games. I learned my math from Darlis Forcier properly. That's 7 runs a game.
Very good. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak.
2-2 to Robertson.
Rays are.
And breaking ball gets a swing and a miss. 2 down.
Well, good slider right there by Gibson. And he picks up his first strikeout. One thing Kyle has done this year, he's averaged a strikeout per inning. That's 106 strikeouts now and 108 innings pitched. So good tight breaking ball, very aggressive arm speed. And the bottom just fell out of that slider.
And the catcher blocked the swinging strike 3. Pitch in the dirt. 2 down.
Well, Gibson is fastball sinker. He'll throw that about 60% of the time. The slider, the changeup, and then he's added that curveball. Started last year. It's a good curveball, kind of a get me over strike curveball. The slider's his strikeout pitch.
1 strike to Jake Bauers.
Now Bauers just 22 years old in his rookie season with the Rays. Started in the minor leagues. Got called up on June 7th.
Slap to left. Twins had a pull shift on in the infield for Bauers, and he slashed it. Hit it hard to left field for a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Wilson Ramos, who has really put things together for the Rays in the first half of the year.
Yeah, made the All-Star team for the Rays. Their only representative, and we're going to see Blake Snell, and he probably should be, but is not.
If there's any justice, he'll be added at some point. It'll be a nice touch for Ramos to go to the All-Star game in D.C., where he emerged as one of the better catchers in the National League, of course traded by the Twins to the Nationals.
Yeah, this is will be his second All-Star appearance. He also appeared for the National League in 2016 when he was with the Nationals.
Hi, oh my. I hope everyone in the camera bay or the let's see, Larry DeVito's down there often, and a lot of people sit down in there. Photographers there as well, but that ball sailed right in front of Ji-Man Choi.
Now, Choi had to kind of lean back to get out of the way.
1-1. Right at the camera.
You see Choi backing up.
Mike Pajone. We hear that the camera's okay, but no one's given us an update on Mike. Is he okay? No, the camera. Yeah, he's fine. All right, good.
Yeah. That wasn't a thumbs up. That was a fist.
1-1. Chopper. This is going to be a tough play with the wet grass. Adrianza had no chance, and Wilson Ramos gets a swinging bunt single.
Well, of course, with Ramos, infielder, he's playing back. Adrianza's playing a deep third base, kind of a swinging bunt, and kind of just landed in no man's land.
Brian Dozier got one of those yesterday.
Yes, he did.
Right off the plate. And even though the infield was covered, it did take some rain throughout the afternoon and early evening. Ji-Man Choi just called up by the Rays, and the Twins remember him when he got called up by the Brewers and promptly hit a home run against the Twins. Then traded shortly after that to the Rays for Brad Miller.
Yeah, that back on June 10th.
Blocked by Wilson, and there'll be runners now at second and third. Wilson tried to scramble for the ball, and he ran into Choi, but Choi was in the batter's box legally. A wild pitch, and now suddenly the Rays with 2 outs have 2 men in scoring position.
Yeah, just the third wild pitch of the year for Gibson. See the curveball that lands just over the plate and gets away from Bobby Wilson.
Pitcher Bobby Wilson feels pretty bad about that. We've seen him block so many of those, and that one kicked to the side. 1-0 to Choi. Popped up and into the seats. 1-1.
Yeah, Choi, 27 years old, out of South Korea, originally signed by Seattle, came to the big leagues with the Angels. Also spent time with the Yankees last year, and then prior to coming here with the Brewers, as you mentioned.
One of his 2 home runs came against the Twins. That one is blocked by Wilson. Another one in the dirt. 2-1. Rain delay of just about 2 hours. And now a full night of baseball ahead. Gibson trying to pitch out of this first inning situation. At the knees at 95. And the Hardy faithful have hung around here in the hopes of watching baseball, and they got their wish. 2-2. Got him with a breaking ball. Gibson strands 2, and it's a scoreless top of the first inning. They're encouraged with how his team has played so far in this homestand, hoping to finish off the homestand with a series win against the best team that they will have faced on this homestand. Swept the Orioles and would like to sweep the Rays in another 4-game series. The Menards batting order: Joe Mauer at first, then Eddie Rosario, Brian Dozier, Robbie Grossman, Jorge Polanco, Williams Astudillo, the designated hitter, then Max Kepler, A-Ray Adrianza, and Bobby Wilson.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. It'll be Blake Snell. Snell making his 20th start. Look at the numbers: 12-4, ERA 2.09. Only Justin Verlander better in that department. He's in the top 8 in strikeouts. Opponent batting average only 183. Very tough on left-handed hitters. Left-handers hitting just 186 off of him. He's given up only 1 home run to a left-handed hitter.
Twins got 1 run against him in 7 innings in St. Petersburg in April. Here's Mauer, then Rosario and Dozier. They need to find a way, in my mind, if they want some credibility around the All-Star game, they need to find a way to get this guy on the roster, because he has been all year long an All-Star type pitcher, and right now he might be the best pitcher in the league.
Wow, especially the last 4 starts. 28 2/3 innings. He's 4-0. He's given up only 2 earned runs over his last 4 starts. Only 14 hits. He's actually walked more than the hits he's allowed. 15 walks, 14 hits, 35 strikeouts.
Mauer takes a strike.
Straight over the top. That's the curveball right there. Also has a slider. Fastball in the upper 90s. They say one key to him, it started it last year. When he made his final 10 starts, he moved a little bit toward the middle part of the pitching rubber.
Deep to the left field corner. And no play. Powers gave it a long run. There have been 3 games where he's given up more than 2 earned runs. Where he's given up more than 3 earned runs. The Yankees did it to him twice, and the Orioles did in Baltimore. Other than that, he's never given up more than 3 earned runs in any of his starts this year.
And 6 of his starts, he has not allowed an earned run. Arsenal, fastball, changeup, curveball, slider. So all 4 pitches, quality pitches.
Sounds like an all-star to me. 2-2.
He was up and down 3 times last year, and finally the 3rd stint, something clicked. And he has been on fire since his last 29 starts, dating back to last year, 17-5.
Chopper to second. Wendell fired. Bauer retired, 1 away. Northland Fort defense for the Tampa Bay Rays. Bowers is in left. Kiermaier as good as they get in center field. Malik Smith is in right. Robertson at third. Echeverria at short. Wendell at second. C.J. Cron at first. And Ramos behind the plate. So one of the toughest lefties in the game on the mound, and yet the Twins start the ball game with back-to-back left-handed batters. Both very good players in their own right. Bauer and now Rosario. Not just Snell, but the Rays starters, or what's the word they give to the relievers, the beginners or the whatever, they haven't given up a first inning run in 27 games. In 27 straight games, they haven't given up a run in the first inning. Openers, that's what they call the relievers who start for them.
Openers?
Openers, not starters. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Hey, we want to congratulate Eddie Rosario, even though he was not picked by the fans. His name was mentioned very proudly. And still, you never know. Injuries.
Well, and that's the only way he can get there now, is if someone were to get injured. We certainly don't wish that.
No.
Someone decides, you know what, my hamstrings are bothering me, I could use the rest, which can happen and does. Then you'd like to think he might get some consideration. But Segura won the fan voting, and Benintendi did not for the Red Sox. Check swing, and it's 2-2. So even if that were to happen, there's some competition out there to.
Well, Stanton also.
Stanton didn't.
The Yankees.
Right. 2-2 to Rosario. Another chance for Wendell, and he had problems with his footing. It appeared on the Mauer ground ball, and that time, just about the time that the ball got to him, it looked like he lost traction in the infield. It'll be a base hit for Rosario.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play anyway. Wendell came charging in, had to play that little short hop, and then try to. You can see he's playing back.
You can see his footprints.
Never got a grip.
They put the diamond dust down there, and it just looked like something in his footing wasn't quite right. So it's an infield hit for Rosario, and now a right-handed batter, Brian Dozier. Dozier's bat heating up, and he's had some success against Blake Snell. 4 for 8 with a home run.
Yeah, not a lot of at-bats for the Twins batters against Snell. Of course, the Rays only come here once, and the Twins go there once. Snell making just his 4th career start against the Twins, and his 1st career start here at Target Field.
And a strike, 1-1.
3 prior starts in St. Petersburg.
His last start against the Mets, Snell was perfect for the first 6 innings. And here in the second at bat, Rosario reaches on a scratch single. outside, and it's 2-1.
Both these pitchers here this evening, I mean, Gibson at 6'5", Snell at 6'4", do a good job of trying to create that downward plane. Weight back nicely, create that nice downward plane toward the catcher's glove.
2-1 to Dozier. Three and one with Grossman on deck.
Snell has allowed 12 home runs on the year. 11 of those to right-handed hitters, where they're hitting 285 off of them. So they've had pretty good success against Snell.
And maybe the walks a tick higher than he'd like. 44 of them in 116 innings. And a 5-pitch walk, and the Twins have a threat here with one out, and Grossman coming to the plate.
Well, let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch for the win. How the Twins going to beat this guy? Don't miss scoring opportunities against Snell. Maybe they need a big hit right here to put the Twins on the board. You know, a pitcher that has been as hot as he is, he's going to maybe make a mistake or two, and you want to take advantage of it.
Now Snell, I don't know if he's got a problem with the rosin bag or what.
Asking maybe for a dry rosin bag. Might be a little bit on the wet side.
No, I guess squinting, but maybe it is misting a little bit right now. A chance for the Twins to do something no team has done against the Rays in 27 games, and that's score a first inning run. See what Grossman can do here with runners at first and second and one out. Strike one. Now the Yankees have beaten the Indians in the first of a 4-game series, 7-4. If the Twins can win this ball game, still a ways to go, but they'll pick up another game in the standings on the Indians and be just 7.5 games back.
Robbie, a switch hitter, hitting .264 as a right-handed hitter. His better side so far this year.
And time called. Grossman asked for it after Snell gave Rosario 2, maybe 3 looks at second base. Down and away, 1-1. Last 18 games, the Rays pitching staff pitching to a 2.15 ERA.
Yeah, only the Astros and the Yankees have a better team earned run average. They come into today's play tied with the Boston Red Sox, combined 3.53 ERA. Twins are at 4.34.
Down and in, and Rosario alertly goes to third, and following him to second base is Dozier. Ball rolled away from Ramos laterally, and Rosario got a really good read on that.
Well, again, straight over the top fastball that Ramos tried to backhand, couldn't find it, and Rosario seemed take off to third base, and Brian Dozier, of course, had to wait to make sure that Rosario was going all the way. So a wild pitch will be charged to Snell.
And now 3-1 to Grossman. And the pitch count's climbing for Snell. He's not used to struggling through innings. Already 21 pitches and only 1 out.
And for Snell, that's his 12th wild pitch of the year.
First base is open and Polanco's on deck.
Robbie right on top of the plate.
Right off the end of the bat. Now 3-2.
Something off speed right there at 88 miles an hour. fastball count.
So say if you're a hitter, that you're going to remember that for a while. That's going to make you think, isn't it? 3-1 changeup. Twins need contact here. The Rays are giving them a run just about everywhere in the infield. You see the infield playing back. Rosario getting a huge lead at third. Ooh, a rocket that just sailed right in front of Polanco. We've had two close calls.
Almost got Paul Molitor too.
Yikes. James Rowson's laughing there on the rail. Hitting coach. Grossman fought it off dangerously. And another 3-2 to Grossman. Took it up high for a walk. Bases loaded now for the Twins shortstop. Polanco with his biggest at bat since his return to the active roster.
And pitching coach Kyle Snyder out to talk to his lefty.
Polanco last year was pretty equal in terms of right-handed, left-handed. Not so far this year. He's hitting over 400 left-handed. He doesn't have a hit from this side of the plate. 0 for 14.
Well, maybe he's waiting for this at bat.
Could be.
Let's hope so.
Just 3 strikeouts in the 14 at bats, so it's not like he's been whiffing. Last year, Polanco hit 248 against lefties and 260 against righties. Yes, a small sample size, given the fact he's only been active for a week and a half. Big spot here. You had one of the keys, got to cash in when you get opportunities.
Yep.
This is one of those. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Polanco 2 for 4 in his career against Snell.
Strike 1.
Curveball for strike 1.
Nice block by Ramos. That ball landed 3 feet in front of the plate. 1-1.
I'm going to guess that was a changeup.
Rosario singled.
Breaking ball.
Yeah.
That's a spiker. Spiked it right in front of the plate.
1-1 to Polanco. Big swing and a miss.
Well, one thing Snell has going for him, again, he's a strikeout pitcher. Comes into this game 132 strikeouts in 116 innings pitched. And that's what he's trying to get here.
Polanco from this side of the plate last year, pretty tough strikeout. 1 every 8 at bats. And to make contact. Struck him out. Breaking ball down and in. 2 down.
That looked like the slider right there over the curveball. Tough pitch right there, down and in. Of course, righties, you try to throw it underneath that swing of left-handed hitters. And for a left-handed pitcher, it's almost the same pitch. That's the Steve Carlton type strikeout. Down and in.
Had some long at bats and some successful ones. This will probably happen quickly. Whatever's going to happen will probably happen quickly with Astudillo at the plate. He loves
to swing the bat.
Swing the bat early. Bases loaded, 2 down. Check to swing, ball 1.
Estradino joining the club back on June 29th.
5 hits and 15 at bats. 3 runs batted in. Right back to Snell. And he'll find a way to pitch out of it. Twins got an infield hit and a couple of walks. They left them full. No score after 1.
Bobby Wilson, the catcher, said it doesn't matter how warm it's going to be. It's the same routine. It's a big sauna before and a big sauna after, a couple of bottles of waters in there to kind of get loosened up and ready. He's age 35. He needs that sauna, he says, to feel the right way when he gets behind the plate. It's a holding pattern with Byron Buxton. They're not going to do much right now, guys. They're going to wait and see now as they get back from their All-Star break how he's doing. There's no time frame, even though the Twins will be back at it here after the All-Star break. Mauder says they want to wait and see until he's right, until he's ready to come back here and contribute. And it's also wait and see for Sunday's starter. Aaron Slegger's in the bullpen. We're going to see if they have to use him the next 2 games. He might be the starter Sunday, but Paul Mauder would not commit to that. They're going to play it by ear, probably as late as Saturday afternoon until we get the call on that.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, allowing for the possibility that it might be a bullpen game for the Twins on Sunday. And some disconcerting news regarding Byron Buxton. In tonight's game for the Red Wings, he had to come out of the game with a hand injury. And you may remember toward the end of August last year, there was concern that Buxton had injured his hamate bone, that small bone with a hook on it that covers the ulnar collateral ligament in the base of your hand. And we don't know whether that's the issue this time or not, but he had to leave the game because of a hand injury. 1-2. 2-2 to C.J. Cron.
Yeah, it's just been hard for Buxton to stay healthy.
Part of it is how he plays the game. I mean, he's reckless in the outfield. We've seen that.
C.J. Cron hit a home run off of Gibson earlier this year. And this time he strikes out.
And Cron just walks back to the dugout. And as soon as he gets onto the grass, he's called out. 3 strikeouts for Gibson.
Yeah, another good hard slider. Got Robertson in the first inning on that slider. Troy on that slider down and in. And then another good slider. Great location. Good tight spin.
Joey Wendell will bat. Going back to the bottom of the first inning. That's really remarkable now. 28 games where the Rays have not allowed a first inning run. That's a month's worth of games.
Well, how many times in those 28 games they start the reliever?
Liner to right, and Grossman makes a catch, a quick second out.
And that's the big thing that Kevin Cash is working on. You know, the first inning. You know, we may see it in this series. I don't know.
Well, they're going with Eovaldi and Archer tomorrow and Saturday, but Sunday we might see it. Yep.
Right.
2 down, and now Adeiny Echeverria. Echeverria's name has been mentioned in some trade rumors, not as prominently as another shortstop in the American League East, Manny Machado. Ball 1 to Echeverria.
Echeverria, Twins first saw him when he was with the Blue Jays. And he spent 4 seasons with the Marlins and his 2nd season with the Rays.
Half swing and a strike. Part of the problem in the shortstop market involving Machado, Echeverria, some are mentioning Escobar as a possible trade candidate as well, Eduardo of the Twins. You look at the contending teams, they don't need shortstops. Boston's got a pretty good one. So do the Yankees. So do the Mariners.
So do the Indians.
So do the Indians, and so do the Astros. So there's no market for a shortstop among the contending teams in the American League. Bounce to third. And Adrianza fires low, and Mauer has to dig it out to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down in the second. And the American League ranks on the homestand. The Twins are 6-1. 306 team batting average. They've scored nearly 6 runs a game. The ERA has been good, but it's been against 2 teams that have really struggled this year, Kansas City and Baltimore, and they're stepping up in class a bit to take on the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, Rays are 4 games over 500, 16 games behind the Boston Red Sox.
Kepler takes up and in, ball 1.
Good matchup right here for Max Kepler against Snell. He's done a great job against left-handers this year, hitting .275.
And very high. And at the very least, the Twins forced Snell to throw an awful lot of pitches, 30 of them in the first inning, even though they didn't score. So now it's 2-0 to Kepler to start the second inning. There were 2 walks in the first inning. And now here in the second, Kepler will be followed by Adrianza and Wilson. And a strike, 3-1.
Snell making his 20th start, came into the game averaging about 3.5 walks per 9 innings. And about 10 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Jack swing. Did he go? Strike 2. I think every at bat except for Astudillo's in the first inning, went to 3 balls. Polanco struck out on a 2-2 pitch, I believe. Full count here to Kepler to open the bottom of the second. And he took high. A leadoff walk. And now Adrianza on the disabled list with a hamstring issue. A couple of workouts proved his health.
Now Snell in that 10-1 win back in April against the Twins. He worked 7 innings. He did not walk a batter. He's walked already 3 here.
He's thrown as many as 114 pitches in a start. Adrianza push bunt, and that's a hard bunt for strike 1.
Gets by Crone right there, stays fair. That's a double.
The ball boy or girl down the right field line had to make the play.
I think he tried to take it with him a little softer.
Guy bunts, and there's a ball girl down the line. Probably didn't expect to have to field a bunt, but she did. 1 strike. Inside a ball. 38 pitches, half and half, balls and strikes. Back. Tampa Bay staff has 8 shutouts, more than any other team. Walks and hits per innings pitched just over 1. If you're a relief pitcher and you've got a whip of just over 1, that's really good. When you're a starter, that's tremendous.
He came in allowing only 75 hits on 116 innings pitched.
1-2 to Adrianza. Same pitch maybe that struck out Polanco, breaking ball down and in.
Good take right there by Adrianza. Adrianza with that curveball.
Two and two. Lifted foul. What we've seen the Twins do against the elite pitchers is kind of what they've done tonight against Snell. Now they don't have a run on the board, but they've made life difficult for the Klubers, Sales of the world at times. But ultimately, of course, you need to score some runs. We'll see if they can get that done here in the second. Another 2-2 to Adrianza. Runner goes and the pitch poked foul.
Yeah, it's Wendell, the second baseman, that was covering second, so a big hole between first and second. Adrianza fouling that off.
Kepler runs pretty well, and you saw Paul Molitor give another sequence of signs to Gene Glenn, who gave them both to the runner and the batter. Down and in, and another 3-ball count. 4th 3-ball count in the first 8 plate appearances. Kepler took off on a 2-2 pitch a moment or two ago. He'll likely take off here on 3-2.
Gotta send him right here.
And Kepler, of course, has to make sure that Snell delivers home. goes. And a base hit to left. Great at bat for Adrianza. Kepler digging for third, and he is safe. What an at bat for Adrianza, his first since coming off the disabled list.
He was swinging a good bat before. He ended up being put on a disabled list. Got the count for 3-2. That ball into left field. Bowers comes in, kind of off balance throw over to third base. So Adrianza, and then with Kepler taking off, Max rounding second base sharply. Able to get that right hand on the bag. So runners at the corners, nobody out.
Bobby Wilson, the batter. Now, on the one hand, you'd say, well, the guy's hitting 169. He's not the ideal guy to have at the plate. But then you look at the hits and RBIs, only 15 hits, but 13 runs batted in.
And 6 hits in his last 10 at-bats, driving in 5 runs.
Up high, and it's 1-1.
He has never faced Snell.
Couple of sacrifice flies, couple of sacrifice bunts. A lot of ways to get a runner in from third with no one out. Tapper towards short, slowly hit. A run will score, and it'll be a double play grounder. No run batted in, but coming in from third is Kepler. Now wait, Adrianza is going back to second base. Oh, he lost a glove. I thought there might have been a misplay by Wendell. And Kepler comes in. It's 1-0.
Maria comes in, quick flip over to Roberts. It's going to be Wendell, and then the double play.
First time through the batting order, the Twins had 5 successful plate appearances, 2 singles, 3 walks. They have the game's first run, and now Mauer with the bases empty. Fastball, strike 1. So you look at how this inning played out. And yeah, Adrianza got the hit, but he got a hit on a 3-2 pitch. Kepler took off, and because he took off on the pitch, he was able to get to third base and then come in on the double play grounder.
And the leadoff walk.
A drive to center. Kiermaier going back, turning this way then the other, and he makes the catch on the edge of the track. A leadoff walk scores, and it's 1-0 Minnesota. Heroes shines the spotlight on Matt Duffy of the Tampa Bay Rays. He's the Rays spokesman for Victories for Veterans. This season, Matt's hitting .310, 21 extra base hits, and 30 runs scored. Malik Smith, the right fielder in tonight's game, leading things off with the Twins up 1-0. And first pitch strike from Gibson.
You see Adrianza in on the grass. Should take away the bunt from this speedster. That's what Smith is. Outstanding speed.
And a soft line drive. Almost didn't get to Polanco on the fly, but it did. One away.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat. Smith the first out.
And now 5 straight sent down by Gibson after the Ramos infield hit in the first, and Kiermaier will bat. Kiermaier now 5 for 9 against Gibson, but he's really struggled this year offensively. Was injured at the start of the year, but has 120 at bats and is hitting only .174. Got a pitch up and fouled it back.
Yeah, he missed over 2 months with a torn ligament in his right thumb. Activated on June 19th.
Check swing. No, and it's 1-1. The Rays have come into the series with 5 straight wins. It's the 5th time this year they've had a winning streak of at least 5 games.
Yeah, their longest 8. That was during the stretch that they played the Twins and swept the Twins in Tampa.
Another check swing, 2-1. Kiermaier striking out about once every 3 at bats. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Good changeup right there by Gibson. Kiermaier, 28 years old. This is his 6th season with the Rays. 2-time Gold Glove winner out in center field.
Foul ball.
Came back with another changeup.
Ozzie Timmons, the first base coach, playing a little game with some fans, trying to find the right fan to get the baseball to. And of course, getting nothing but abuse from the other fans who were clamoring for the ball too. 2-2. Fastball fouled straight back. Gibson's pitch count much more moderate than his mound opponent. There's 34 pitches thrown.
23 strikes.
And now down and in, and Gibson has a 3-ball count.
Missed with that slider. Good strike to ball ratio.
It's about right what you want. You'd like 2 for 1, right?
Yep.
That's pretty close. Fly ball right field, hit off the end of the bat. Grossman comes in for the catch, 2 away. And now Robertson. Monday, July 30th, it's College of St. Benedict and St. John's University night at Target Field. A limited number of St. Ben's and St. John's theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and white and red Twins cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/CSBSJU or call 800-33-TWINS. And again tonight it was or is South Dakota State night. Jackrabbits being honored. Robertson struck out his first time up, and there's a swinging strike 1. Have you ever seen a jackrabbit?
I've seen rabbits. I don't know if it's a jackrabbit.
You'd know a jackrabbit. They stand about 8 feet tall.
Oh, no, I have not. Those are nice hats.
Very nice hats. They're not 8 feet tall, but I've seen some big ones.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where do you normally see them?
Well, I used to see him growing up in western Minnesota, but I don't think there are many of them around there. But every once in a while, going pheasant hunting in South Dakota, you'll come across one.
Like a prairie dog, that type of size?
Well, bigger than that. I mean, they're big.
Oh.
They're big animals. Outside.
Well, he struck Robertson out in the first inning on that slider down and away. Watch Wilson behind the plate. Now they're going to go inside.
Got the outside corner. Doesn't matter what corner you get as long as you throw a strike, I guess. Gibson hit the outside corner, and he's got 4 strikeouts.
Historic Fenway Park, and Mookie Betts having an unbelievable season after a 13-pitch at bat leads to a grand slam, his 23rd home run of the year, 2 hits in the game. Now batting .352. The Red Sox maintain their 3.5-game lead. They're 37 games over 500, the best they've been, guys, since 1949. What a division the AL East is. Wow.
What a team they have. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, they're hitting .272 as a ball club coming into today's play.
Rosario will lead off the third. Yeah, that's a monster division with Boston and New York, and then of course in the American League West, Houston and Seattle are both projected to hit the 100 win mark as well, and it's entirely possible. And Oakland's playing really good baseball too. They're not to be forgotten in that division, but that's to center. Kiermaier over a few steps. 1 down. It's entirely possible that the wild card game this year will be a matchup between 2 teams, each of whom won 100 or more ball games.
Wouldn't that be something?
And imagine the pressure in that game, because one of those teams is going to be done after 1 game.
Yeah, 1 and done.
1 down, and now Dozier drew a walk in the first inning. Snell threw 30 pitches in the first, 20 pitches in the second. Down and away, ball 1.
He's faced 12 batters now. He's been able to get strike 1 on 6 of the 12. 3 walks, 1 strikeout.
And a strike, 1-1. Just up and down the lineup, with a few exceptions. The Twins really have had a very patient approach.
And Snell's really been kind of all over
the
place too, so Twins offense taking advantage of that, making sure he is in the strike zone.
3-1 to Dozier.
I mean, like that, you're going to take that because it's up and away.
Swing and a miss. Talking about the A's, they beat Houston, won 3 out of 4 in that series, 6-4 the final today. The only game Houston won in that series was the weird play where Bregman hit the ball about 5 feet from home plate.
That's another changeup right there on a 3-1 count. Remember in the first inning they did that to Robbie Grossman too, a 3-1 changeup. So a lot of confidence in that pitch.
Full count to Dozier. That's to right center field, down for a hit. Dozier rounding first, and he will hold up there. Kiermaier's reputation is well deserved. Great defensive outfielder, a 1-out single.
Well, nice hitting by Bryan right there too, just taking that ball up the middle. So the Twins pick up their 3rd hit, 3rd single off of Snell. Ball outer half of the plate. Bryan didn't try to pull it. Looked like another changeup, something off speed. Bryan waited back nicely. And his hands do the work.
Here's Grossman. He drew a first inning walk. Up and away, ball 1.
He's missing with his fastball.
This is not the Snell that has cut through the opponents in his last 4 starts. 60th pitch coming up. He's only thrown 31 strikes. And now a strike.
Yeah, with the breaking ball. Yeah, not only 4-0 over his last 4 starts, you can go back to May 18th over his last 10 starts, 8-1 with a 1.27 ERA. I mean, that's pitching.
Swing and a miss with one hand coming off the bat, 1-2.
I think right now his changeup's his best pitch.
An interesting alignment. Look where Bowers is playing. He's way over in left center field to a right-handed batter. If Robbie can hook one into the corner, he might run for a while. Lob to first.
Snell doesn't have the best of moves. There have been 6 stolen bases off him in 7 attempts. He has yet to have a pickoff this year. He has 1 career pickoff, this being his 63rd major league start.
That gets away from Ramos, and Dozier will advance. Another wild pitch, 2nd of the ball game.
Now, Garrett Richards with the Angels came in with 15 wild pitches. That's his 2nd for Snell. He now has 13 wild pitches.
And Richards won't be throwing anymore.
No
wild pitches because he decided today to have Tommy John surgery.
Yep. See that ball short hop. Be honest with you, I don't think Ramos did a good job of keeping that ball in front of him. Even that wild pitch earlier, he kind of backhanded it.
Dozier to 3rd, and the ball hacked over the first base bag. Grossman will drive in a run and dig for 2nd. Throw to second base is not in time. 2-0 Twins because of great base running here in the early innings.
Well, Bryan going on first movement from Snell. He took off for 3rd, and Robbie just hugging that first baseline. With C.J. Cron playing off the line, he dove for it. It got by him. So an inside-out swing on a high fastball. Cron trying to knock it down, just couldn't get there. And it's an RBI double for Grossman, his 12th double of the year. 2-0 Twins.
Now another chance for Polanco. Struck out with the bases loaded in the first inning. And Dozier had 3rd base swiped if Grossman had put the ball in play. Great jump. Now into the corner, a base hit for Polanco. Grossman will score, and Polanco gets his first hit as a right-handed batter. A double that drives in another run.
Back-to-back doubles makes it a 3-0 Twins lead. And Polanco driving in his 4th run of the year. That's only the 4th time this season that Snell has given up 3 or more runs in an outing. As Grossman scores.
The hits, all 3 of them, I think, have come on off-speed pitches, as if the Twins realize that Snell can't command his fastball. So they're going up there locked in on the off-speed stuff. And here is Astudillo. Hit a comebacker to Snell to end the 1st inning threat. Throw to second. Getting back safely is Polanco. Robbie Grossman with a double and a run scored this inning. Middle of the lineup, pretty productive. A couple of walks in the 1st inning. Now single, double, double. And Dozier taking off for 3rd base has given Snell something else to think about. He tried to pick Polanco off. Now that move. Pitches up to Astudillo.
And another fastball missed. Snell just 25 years old. He was a Rays #1 pick back in 2011 out of Shorewood High School in Shoreline, Washington.
There goes the steal attempt to 3rd base. Safe at 3rd. Again, Dozier had 3rd stolen when Grossman doubled down the right field line. The Rays might take a look at that. Ramos has a great arm, but the Twins are running on Snell. Not so much 1st to 2nd, but 2nd to 3rd.
Well, you can see first movement right there. Polanco. Did he get his hand on the bag before Robertson could apply the tag?
Yeah, it won't be overturned. Well, they're going to challenge it. I don't think it's going to get overturned, because the thigh was tagged at about the split second that the hand reached the base.
Yeah, the left hand.
The tag is applied to the thigh right. I don't even think it's there yet.
I don't believe it's there yet. You can see the fingers on top of the bag.
And again, there needs to be conclusive proof, and I think the word conclusive has changed its meaning in the years that we've had replay. So if I had to guess, and I've admitted that basically it's a toss of the coin.
Hey, we have a 50-50 chance.
Right, that's right. I'm guessing that steal is going to stand.
I hope so.
Kind of like the aggressiveness on the bases, though, don't you? I mean, Kepler took off on the 3-2 pitch and was able to get 1st to 3rd on a single to left.
Oh, what is he?
Safe. And now the Rays have lost their challenge for a few innings.
So Polanco gets a stolen base, his 2nd of the year. Gets over to 3rd base with 1 out.
Astudillo now with the infield drawn in will have a chance to make it 4-0. They sense that Snell's not real sharp. Former Twin farmhand Chi-Wei Hu is warming up. Fouled back, and it's 2-1. Because he's been so good, Snell's actually been in some trade rumors, and he hardly fits the profile of someone the Rays would want to trade because he's young, relatively inexpensive, and really good. Slap foul into the seats.
Yeah, the pitcher tomorrow, Evolve, he's been rumored. Also Chris Archer. So
any pitcher that's pitching well this time of the year, you might have your name mentioned.
Go through waivers to see who's interested. You can always pull them off.
2-2 to Astudillo. Got a piece to stay alive. Archer would fit the profile because it's not an enormous contract and there are a lot of years of club control, but he's at the high end of their payroll in terms of an individual player.
There's Chris Archer.
70th pitch already for Blake Snell. And Astudillo chases and strikes out.
And only the second strikeout for Snell.
And now Kepler, who drew a leadoff walk, ran the bases very well and scored a run in the second. I mean, all he did is he went from first to third on a single to left. He was off with the pitch, but he had to make the decision as he got to second base whether to try for the extra base. And if he hadn't made that decision and made third base safely, the Twins wouldn't have scored in the second inning. One strike.
And that's a decision that Kepler has to make. He's not going to ask the coach, Gene Glenn or Jeff Smith. Once you're around second base, you've got to make sure you can get there. And he did.
And a high strike call, and Kepler backs away in disbelief. 0-2.
The curveball.
Oh my. Quinn Walcott with the generous strike zone. 0-2. Popped up. It'll reach the seats.
Snell's only had 2 outings this year where he has not gone at least 5 innings in a ball game. One against the Yankees back in April and the other one in the middle of May against the Orioles. 2 games that he gave up 5 runs.
1-2.
But the pitch count right now, this will be pitch number 75, trying to get the final out here in the 3rd.
One and 2. Bounce to the right side and over the bag, a fair ball. Cron makes the play. Good inning for the Twins. 3 straight hits and a couple of runs. It's 3-0. Xfinity.
We knew it was going to good pitcher duel, but the Twins right now making Snell work. The double play by Wilson scored a run, and then the Twins scored a couple runs thanks to Dozier's base hit. Then back-to-back doubles by Grossman and Polanco. And Kyle Gibson, 3 shutout innings. Retired 7 straight.
And now Bowers on the first pitch fouls it back. Bowers singled sharply to left. At the time, bases were empty. There were 2 outs. The Twins had a pull shift on for Bowers. He gets a single to left, and the Twins are out of the shift. 1-1. So if you're a hitter and you don't like the shift, sometimes all you have to do is beat it once, and the other team will react, as the Twins have done here with Bowers. Popped up. We talked about this the other day. You know, there's some sentiment, I hope it's not growing, to restrict teams from shifting when it's the batter's responsibility, in my mind, to try his best to hit them where they ain't. And now with 2 strikes, the Twins swing Adrianza to the right side of the infield, and a blast to right center field.
That's trouble.
It's the base of the wall, and Bowers has a leadoff double here in the 4th.
That looked like a high fastball right there, and Bowers jumped all over it. His 11th double of the year. 3rd hit for the Rays, 2nd by Bowers. So it's a fastball. Wilson wanted it up, but the barrel of the bat got in the way.
Yeah, you can't fault location. That's where the catcher wanted it, up out of the strike zone, but instead Bowers is at second base, and here's Ramos. Hit one about 60 feet up the line off the end of his bat for an infield hit. His first time up. Blocked by Wilson, ball 1.
Ramos, of course, originally signed by the Twins back in 2004, came up with the Twins in 2010, played in 7 ball games, then traded over to the Nationals.
Pick off second. They're calling him safe. And it looked like Dozier dropped the tag on him, and the Twins will look at the video.
You know, Twins pitchers were out here a couple days ago working on this.
Yes, they were.
Little PFP going around different positions. And that's a timing play from Wilson.
I think the Twins will challenge this. It's about as close as the play at third base was. And they won't challenge, I think, in part because of the score.
And you saw how that was run. Is as soon as Gibson, he didn't even look at Dozier. He knew he was going to be there. He wheeled and threw.
Sign given by the catcher.
Yes.
1-0 to Ramos. Now 2-0. Choi on deck. There's a strike on the outside corner. Matt Capps came to the Twins. The Twins had a good first half, looking with John Roush as their closer. It's a chopper. Mauer with a nice play going to the line. Bowers advances to third, but now 1 away. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by Coors Light. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball wherever you go.
Well, he got the out right there. Ramos came back nicely after falling behind 3-0, went with a couple fastballs down and away, and Ramos right off the end of the bat. Nice play by Mauer.
Choi struck out to end the first inning, and Gibson will try to get him here, but with a 3-run lead, the Twins will play the infield back. Another block by Wilson. There have been, what, a half dozen pitches in the dirt with men on base, and Wilson's blocked all but one of them, and the one he'll try to forget about tonight is the one that he didn't block.
Well, sometimes on that curveball, which it was, that has a lot of spin on that ball, and you know, once it hit, it may ricochet left or right rather than coming right back at that catcher.
Soft humpback liner to Dozier, 2 away. That's as good as a strikeout.
Yeah, good pitch right there inside on Choi, and all he fought it off. Maybe cracked his bat.
I think Gibson got Ramos's bat, and I think he got Choi's bat too. 2 down now, and Crone will bat. The Rays dealt a lot of players. They had a lot of power in the lineup yesterday, or last year I should say. Logan Morrison a big part of it. He had 38 home runs for them last year. Tap foul, but in getting rid of all that power, Longoria and others, it's really shown up in their lack of power this year. Crone's doing his part. He's got 18. But they are third from the bottom in home run hitting this year. Ball just jumps off his bat, but that's going to be a foul ball.
Crone, a guy that has all that power. What comes with power comes with strikeouts. 96 strikeouts and 321 at bats. Gibson struck him out to lead off the second inning. Good slider down and away. Shaking off Wilson.
2 strikes.
See what Kyle wants right here.
Breaking ball, got him. Crone strikes out, and the Rays waste a leadoff double. It's still 3-0. Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. 3-0 Twins, and the Twins have chased Blake Snell, who came into the game as the hottest pitcher in the American League. He lasted just 3 innings and gave up 3 earned runs. Chi-Wei Hu just called up today, be added to the 25-man roster, former Twins farmhand. And he'll face Adrianza, Wilson, and Mauer.
Yeah, Hu making his 3rd appearance for the Rays this year.
Got into 6 games last year when he made his major league debut.
Yeah, originally signed by the Twins back in 2012, traded over in the Kevin Jepson trade back in 2015.
Another trade involving some bullpen help for the Twins. So Ramos went to the Nationals for Caps. Hu went to the Rays for Jepson. 1-1 now to Adrianza. Hu first came into national prominence when he was with the Cedar Rapids Colonels in 2014. Promoted there from Elizabethton. And I don't know what the circumstances were, but he ended up being at first base. Got home plate umpire Quinn Walcott. And so there was a picture of Hu on first.
Little Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. Snell out.
Yeah, he just didn't have control of his fastball tonight. 3 earned runs tonight. It's only the 4th time he's given up 3 or more runs in a ball game.
3-1 to Adrianza. 3-2.
They list Hu at 6 foot, about 220, out of Taiwan.
Full count to Adrianza, starting the Twins 4th. Fouled back.
Yeah, for Snell, that's one more thing. That's his shortest start of the season.
Not how you want to go into the All-Star break, especially when you're trying to make an impression that you belong at the game itself. Full count. And another foul back. Adrianza had a great at bat, and it was rewarded when he got a base hit to left field. Kepler was off on the 3-2 pitch, aggressively charged towards third, made it safely, and then Wilson followed with a double play grounder, but Kepler scored the game's first run. Kepler ran the bases well. Adrianza had his great at bat. And now on a liner to left, but hit right at Bowers, who makes the catch one away.
Yeah, Bowers was placed perfectly in.
One down, and now Bobby Wilson. In the Twins organization, Hu was primarily a starting pitcher. 15 starts for Fort Myers in 2015. And he's been primarily a starter up until recently in the Rays organization. Strike one with Wilson going down to a knee. If you're tuning in now, just tuned in recently and wanted to catch the end of the Twins game, and you're wondering why we're just in the 4th inning, we had a rain delay of 2 hours before we got started tonight. And now 2-1. Forecast looks good for the rest of the way here tonight. Predicting some rain earlier in the day tomorrow, but by tomorrow night we hope to have the game start on time. Big swing and a miss. 2-2.
Yeah, game tomorrow night against the Rays, and then 2 day games starting at 1:10 on Saturday and Sunday. Then the All-Star break.
Now 3-2. Snell had a whole bunch of 3-ball counts in his 3 innings of work, 5 of them, and now Who has come into the game and has a full count in his first 2 plate appearances.
Yeah, 75 pitches for Snell in 3 innings.
And Wilson swung a ball 4, 2 down.
Fastball had a little sail on it, so Who picks up a strikeout.
If you're looking for a convenient ticket package that fits the demands of your busy schedule, the Flex Plan gives you a bank of 20 tickets to use during the season any way you choose. Go to 10 games with a friend, 20 by yourself, 1 with 19 friends, whatever you'd like. The Flex Plan gives you the flexibility to choose only the games you wish to attend all the way up until the first pitch. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/flex. There's Mauer, a ground ball to second and a deep fly to center. Strike on the outside corner. And Who's probably had to blink a couple of times with Joe Mauer at the plate. Who played for Joe's brother Jake in the minor leagues. And if you've ever seen Joe and Jake together, you can tell they're brothers.
Yes.
One and one to Joe Mauer. 2-1. A 2-hour rain delay. And eventually, Corey Provis and Dan Gladden doing the broadcast in right field. To center again, and Kiermaier comes in to make the catch. And Who has a 1-2-3 fourth?
I don't know Who.
Pepsi fans of the game had to wait and wait and wait and stay dry and wait some more. But now here we are in the middle innings. The Twins have a 3-0 lead. And Kyle Gibson looks like he's sharp tonight. No walks, 3 hits. 3 men left in scoring position. Wendell will lead off the 5th inning. Ball 1. Yankees beat the Indians 7-4, so an opportunity for the Twins to cut back into the Cleveland lead by a game. Driven to right, and retreating is Grossman on the track, one away.
The second time Wendell's hit a ball to Grossman.
That'll bring up a Danny Echeverria. Gibson in position so far to pitch deep into the ball game.
Yeah, good pitch count. 56 pitches, 37 strikes.
Fouled back, one strike.
I think this year what we've seen Kyle do a better job of get into the 6th and 7th inning. Very good as far as pitches per inning.
Now 0-2. Down and away. One and two to the Rays shortstop. 2-2.
And more the curveball there. Echeverria from Cuba, defected from Cuba back in 2009, then signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. Came up with the Jays in 2012. Very good defensive shortstop. He's only made one error this year.
Just missed a little bit low. Wilson held it for a while, but now it's 3-2.
Kyle at that 6'6" frame, just below the box.
Replay presented by Jeep. No walk so far for Gibson. That's hit short center. And Kepler makes a running catch out number 2. That'll bring up Mallet Smith. When you combine the most provocative man in sports, not named Bert Blyleven, with the most interesting man in sports, not named Bert Blyleven, you get opinion that cuts through the hype. Catch Speak for Yourself. Colin Cowherd are the guys. Is the guy along with Jason Whitlock. I'll let you decide who is provocative and who's interesting. Weekdays at 4 p.m. Central on FS1. Foul back, strike. Really, all you have to do to be provocative is to provoke something, right? You've provoked a lot of things in your time.
No, I would never do that.
Well, sure you have. We all provoke. Sometimes we do it.
Gentle man, that's all.
Well, but sometimes we do it intentionally. Sometimes we do it unintentionally. And you can provoke good things.
You're provoking me right now.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah. For you.
One strike. You're just trying to pay you a compliment. It's good to be provocative. One of those guys is making a living being provocative. Now, interesting. That's another matter. 0-2 to the number 9 batter.
Kyle with 5 strikeouts. Gonna make it 6 right here.
65 pitches.
Yes,
now you say that the ideal pitch per inning is 13 for a pitcher?
About 14, 15.
All right. Well, he's doing it with 13 so far tonight.
Very good.
Enjoy the diversity of landscapes and scenic views found at the 6 national park sites. The Minnesota National Parks include Voyageurs National Park, Grand Portage National Monument, Mississippi National River and Recreation Area, Pipestone National Monument, St. Croix National Scenic Riverway, and the North Country National Scenic Trail. Learn about Minnesota National Parks at exploreminnesota.com and follow along on social media using hashtag #OnlyInMN. Eddie Rosario will lead off the 5th inning. Twins up 3-0, looking for some additional runs against who? Outside ball 1. Rosario, Dozier, and Grossman. On the outside corner, missed with the first pitch, hit it with the second.
Seen a fastball at 94-95, the slider, along with a changeup for who?
1-1. Driven foul down the left field line. Mentioned the Rays swept the Twins in a 3-game series, walked the Twins off twice. And the first walk-off on a Friday night, Rosario hit a late grand slam. Looked like the Twins were going to win the opener. On the ground. Easy play for Wendell. 1 away. That'll bring up Brian Dozier. A walk and a single so far for the Twins second baseman. Dozier helped knock out Snell, and Dozier's now 5 for 9 with a home run against the outstanding young left-hander for the Rays. Won't face him again this year. Strike 1 on the outside corner. You know, looking at the Rays, and of course their strength, both when they've been good and when they've not been so good, has been very good starting pitching. And a lot of good pitchers have come through there and gone elsewhere. David Price, James Shields, Matt Moore, so on and so forth.
They built a pretty good bullpen too now.
But they've used the bullpen a lot. I mean, it's remarkable when you think this team, that when you think of them and their strengths, you think of good pitching. They haven't had a complete game in more than 2 years. Snell, as good as he is, he hasn't completed 8 innings this year.
Well, that doesn't surprise me with these young kids that, you know, throw a lot of pitches in a short amount of time. That 100-pitch count is always, say, in the 6th or 7th inning.
Dozier with a drive to center. Kiermaier going back, still going back at the wall, leaps and makes a catch. Among the best in the game, Kevin Kiermaier tracked it down in center field, 2 away.
Yeah, got a great jump right there. Went straight back. Not afraid of that wall. Kiermaier, I mentioned before, a 2-time Gold Glove winner. No errors so far this year. Well, Brian gave it a ride to the deepest part. Over 400 straight away. Kiermaier leaps. Season has been cut short by 2 months. To play some center field.
Strike 1 to Grossman. It'll be interesting to see who wins the Gold Glove awards in the outfield for the American League this year. Byron Buxton probably won't win one. He hasn't been up here long enough. And again, word today that he had to leave the game in Rochester because of a hand injury. Kiermaier's been hurt, and as great as he is defensively, you do have to hit a little bit. Right now he's hitting well below 200. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. So far 5 up, 5 down for who, although there have been some line drives hit against him. Twins haven't had a base runner yet.
Well, you mentioned just getting called up, a guy that did some starting in AAA, so you know that's what they're hoping to get. 3-4 innings out of him. First two have been good.
On the ground, right to Wendell.
6 up, 6 down.
Heading to the 6th, it's 3-0 Twins.
The explosiveness he has off that mound. Of course, he's got an outstanding slider. That's been his strikeout pitch here tonight. I believe he threw one changeup for a strikeout, but everything just on the other side of the plate. You see Wilson blocking all those. But so far, so good for Kyle Gibson.
Kiermaier takes a strike on the outside corner.
You know, I mentioned in his last start what I like Kyle did. He moved over on the pitching rubber. He was always on that first base side, but now he's utilizing that rubber as a starting block. And you see the right foot and then the drive toward home plate. He just, to me, so much more aggressive with that right arm, the follow through, the quickness. And of course, to throw a good hard breaking ball, you have to be quick out front, but it keys off the fastball.
Conversely, as you pointed out, Snell had a tough time commanding the fastball, and that made his secondary pitches less effective.
Well, you see his whole foot is against that pitching rubber rather than just maybe the half of his foot when he was on that first base side.
You tend to forget Kyle's a pretty big guy too, 6'5", and you can see where his front foot lands. I mean, it's about a foot farther out, it seems, than from where a standard pitcher might be 6'1", where he would land. Chapped up the right side. Dozier digs out the second hop, flips to Mauer, one away.
Yeah, that's only the third ground ball out. 7 fly ball outs for Kyle to go along with his 6 strikeouts.
This from a guy who used to be a ground ball pitcher.
Yeah. But look at this sink right there. Great location, little bit of movement, and I got that ground ball.
Again, this is a team that came into this series averaging 7 runs a game over the last 4 games. So they've been swinging it pretty good. Here's Robertson. 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking.
Well, good pitching always gets out good hitting.
Half swing. Nope, ball 1.
There are the distribution of outs. 7 fly ball outs, 3 ground ball outs, and the strikeouts. No walks for Kyle.
Main thing, 72 pitches thrown. He's gotten 16 outs. 2-0 to Robertson. Bowers will follow next.
This is Kyle's 19th start. He's pitched 6 or more innings in 12 of his first 18 starts. And that's a key too. You know, I mean, when you get into the 6th inning, if not longer, 5 times he's worked 7 innings. That's his longest outing.
Now 3-0.
You got to go now. You have to go 4-seam fastball. Make him swing the bat right here. Kyle went back, got a little rosin, a little upset that he missed with that fastball. Now regroup, pick up the glove of Wilson, and throw it right through the glove, just like that.
3-1.
Now, I always say through the glove rather than to the glove. If you throw to the glove, then you're like, might as well throw darts. You throw it through the glove again, right like that.
3-2.
And you don't want to walk anybody with a 3-run lead. So see Kyle, nice and easy, right down the heart of the plate. Make this guy swing the bat.
Hey, strike 3, and the bat ended up over the dugout.
See, that's swinging the bat right there. Young man has a souvenir.
Came back from 3-0 to strike him out.
And he threw that 2-seamer in, and Robertson strikes out for the 3rd time against Gibson. And Kyle picking up his 7th strikeout. So Wilson wanting it inside. It's inside, and there goes the Tony Oliva bat flip at its finest.
Mad scramble for a baseball. Imagine, you know, if there were more people sitting over there, the fight we'd have over the bat. 1-0 now to Bowers, who has 2 of the 3 Tampa Bay hits. Both line drives. And now Gibson falls behind 2-0.
You know, did they take that screen away over the dugouts on both sides?
I wondered about that. I wondered whether you can see there is a screen there, but the bat must have gone over, just barely over the screen there. Strike call 2-1. You could see from the camera shot there was a screen.
I thought it was a higher screen.
There it is.
Wow. That's, you know, you can't see it from here. That's great for the fans. All this new technology of the screen and how they're protecting the fans. That's awesome.
Now 3-1, another 3-ball count that Gibson will try to pitch around.
Yeah, Bowers has 2 of the 3 hits, a single and a double off of Kyle.
There's a strike at the knees, 3-2.
I mentioned Bowers just 22 years old. He originally signed by the Padres back in 2013 out of Marina High School in Huntington Beach, California, Southern California. Traded over to the Rays in a 3-team trade with the Padres and Nationals back in 2014. Very high on this young infielder, outfielder. Also can play some first base.
Full count. Gibson has sent down 8 men in a row, trying to make it 9. To right, that'll work. It's hit right at Grossman. Kyle Gibson's razor sharp here tonight, and he comes off the mound with a 3-0 lead.
Talk about the big home run derby and a couple of big stars that are going to be there on Monday in D.C. The first guy from the Milwaukee Brewers, Jesus Aguilar, his 24th home run of the year. It was in a losing cause. What a season Jesus is having for the Brew Crew. And then the hometown man for Monday, the home favorite, Bryce Harper. Look at him get a hold of this one. Holy cow, up and away we go. His 23rd of the season. Two superstars Monday in D.C. for the home run derby, showing off their muscles tonight, boys.
I like that they've shortened, thank you, Kevin, that they shortened that home run derby. It was a little bit on the long side a couple All-Star games ago.
So Aguilar, who was voted into the game on the final ballot, and there's the field. And he's the #1 seed, and it's, to be honest with you, maybe the softest field for the home run derby.
Right.
Maybe in history. I think they need to do something to make that event more attractive. Now, my idea, and I think I brought it up when I was working with Justin Morneau, because the current sluggers, Polanco strikes out, and he'll head back to the dugout, one down.
Who picks up his first strikeout?
Aaron Judge won it last year, and he didn't want to be in it this year.
Well, some of the power hitters say, that, hey, it kind of messes up my swing a little bit.
For whatever reason. Don't you think it'd be more attractive if you made it an alumni thing? Like, do whatever it takes to get David Ortiz. Torrey Hunter's going to be out there for the Futures game. Let Torrey Hunter do it.
But to be on the fair side, you still want the dimensions for these guys that are old timers to ball 400 feet straightaway center?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think Ortiz could still do it, don't you? Torrey? No, I'm not advocating, as I told Justin, I don't think, nobody's going to recruit Frank Robinson to do it, but guys who were recently retired, and I'd watch it to see David Ortiz swing a bat again. Take a look at the foul ball off the bat of Astudillo.
I'd rather see an old timers game rather than a softball game.
Right.
So
fouled away, and it's 0-2.
If they're going to do that or bring back old timers, do what they used to do. I believe Upper Deck had an old timers event yearly. Go from ballpark to ballpark.
That was one of my great thrills of doing this job. 2 strikes to Astudillo.
Who wants to see Raleigh Fingers hit a softball? I'm sorry.
I went to the All-Star game in San Diego in '92, and went there for the old timers game. Harmon was there, and it was just a joy to go. I had press credentials, so I was going from the field to the clubhouse, field to the clubhouse. Kiermaier now makes the catch. That's out number 2. And on the way back to Jack Murphy Stadium, I got lost to get to the clubhouse, and I took a left instead of a right, and I walked into an interview room, and there were 2 stools there, and one was empty, and Ted Williams was sitting on the other stool. And I went in and I introduced myself. I didn't interview him. I said, when am I going to have a chance to do this, right? And so I introduced myself, and he said, well, sit down, and we chatted for about 10 minutes. I wanted to talk about baseball, and all he wanted to do was talk about Minnesota fishing.
Yeah.
He said, did you ever fish at Mille Lacs Lake? I said, well, yeah, I used to go there all the time. He said, well, after a day game, we'd run up there and catch these big northerns in the south end, and it was great. It was, my hair standing on my arm just thinking about it. It was one of my great thrills because of the old-timers game. Check swing roller to third. And has been nearly perfect. He would have been, but Kepler will reach on an error.
Yeah, Robertson kind of airmailed that ball right there. Had plenty of time to make a good throw over to Crone, but threw it over his head. For Robertson, his 7th error of the year. For the Rays, their 52nd of the season.
So an error, and Kepler reaches, and that'll get Adrianza.
Kind of a check swing. Ball just took off.
Adrianza's had a couple of long at bats. Picked up a single in the 2nd, lined out to left in the 4th. Anyway, I'm with you. Let's get the old timers game back, and the home run derby just doesn't. It seems to have lost a lot of the luster. Mike Trout's not going to try to hit home runs. There's Chrome coming in, makes the catch, and the inning ends. On to the 7th, and the Twins have a 3-0 lead. Of the game with the Twins up 3-0.
Well, 2-hour rain delay finally at 9:10. 2 hours later, the Twins took the field, and Blake Snell, you know, you look at him coming into the ball game, you would never expected this. 75 pitches in 3 innings. Twins scored 3 earned runs. It's Kyle Gibson who's been outstanding. 6 shutout innings on 82 pitches. Currently has retired 9 straight Ray batters.
Down and away, ball 1 is Wilson Ramos leading off the 7th for the Rays.
You know, just to go back to your thinking of what you want for the, All-Star game.
Yeah.
You know, at Cooperstown on Memorial Weekend, what Cooperstown does, they have all 30 teams represented by a former player, 15 players on each side, and they play a baseball game. I know Nick Punto represented the Minnesota Twins. He went there. That is something I think would be interesting to see.
Get a former All-Star from all 30 teams.
Yeah, or just a player that, maybe just recently retired.
I like that idea, too. We have the futures game.
Right.
You could have a past game.
Yeah.
And I'd find it very watchable. 1 and 2. And now 2 and 2.
I know at the Hall of Fame they have, I believe, they have coaches. I know Phil Niekro always coached one of the teams. And
now you've been back there for that?
No, I have not, because.
Well, I'm wondering how they draw. I mean,
they draw well.
Cooperstown's not the easiest place to get to.
Right, but for the weekend they do very well, and it'd be great to see, in an All-Star game.
Driven to right center field, and that'll split the gap. Ramos has an extra base hit, a leadoff double in the 7th, just the 4th Tampa Bay hit. Ramos has 2 and Bowers has 2.
Yeah, at least he's keeping his hits allowed to 2 batters. That looked like a breaking ball right here. Ramos taking it the other way. Yeah, curveball. And Ramos found that gap in right center.
Replay presented by Carrier.
His 12th double of the year.
Bowers hit a leadoff double in the 4th, but he was left at 3rd. We'll see how Gibson fares here facing Choi. Breaking ball over for a strike. Choi struck out, leaving 2 men in scoring position in the 1st inning. And then with Bowers at 3rd and 1 out, he hit a semi-line drive, semi-pop-up. It wasn't hit well at all to Dozier. And they'll check. No swing.
And that's what they tried to do again, go back inside. He cracked his bat and hit that little pop up the Dozier with that runner at third.
One and one. There he went.
Good fastball up.
Tried to check again, but couldn't. 1 and 2.
Choi, 27 years old, again from South Korea.
Oh, that's a heck of a catch by Wilson. Down there squatting, and you got to spring up, catch a pitch over your head. Two and two to Choi. Lifted to right. Grossman with the catch. Ramos will just bluff. One away.
You know, you mentioned, Dick, a couple innings ago that the Rays have not had a complete game in what, 2 years?
Over 2 years. Yeah.
But you look at the Twins, they have two, both by Barrios. Right. You know, with the pitch count today, Kyle has been dealing, and you know, pitch count what, 92.
Right.
And here he's trying to get out of the 7th inning. You know, in today's game, if you want to throw a complete game right around the 100 pitches, you're going to have to average 11 or 12 pitches per inning.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, Gibson has a couple of complete games, one in 2015, one in 2016. But one thing I wish baseball would do is make the distinction between an 8-inning complete game loss and a 9-inning complete game. And I don't know. My memory can't immediately recall whether Gibson had an 8-inning complete game loss in 2015 or 16. 1-0 to C.J. Cron.
Well, his only 9-inning game was against the Atlanta Braves back in 2016. I'm assuming that was a complete game.
All right, that would have been the one in 2016, but the one in 2015
was an 8-inning game.
Right, right. Yep. So, I mean, that's a kind of especially as you said in this day and age with the pitch count, a complete game is nice, but a 9-inning complete game, that's the ultimate.
Wow. Yeah, because you win.
You hope you do.
Yeah.
You'd better. 1-1. Breaking ball tapped foul.
I don't think you could pitch a 9-inning complete game and lose.
Sure you can.
How?
You pitch in the bottom of the 9th and you give up a 3-run home run.
But it's not a. Well, I mean, what you're saying, bottom of the 9th, you still.
Well, I mean, top of the 9th inning. Top of the 9th inning, you give up the lead.
Right, but that would only be 8 innings.
It's 5. No, in the top of the 9th.
Right.
You give up a 3-run home run, you complete the inning, you're down 5-3, your team doesn't score.
Oh, well.
There's a half swing, but he went.
Never wanted one of those. And another strikeout for Gibson, and another strikeout for C.J. Cron.
Having a tough night at the plate. 3 swinging strikeouts.
6 of his 8 strikeouts have come on 2 batters. Robertson has struck out 3 times, and Cron has struck out 3 times.
Tomorrow night, game 2. First 10,000 fans get an Eddie Rosario Nothing Falls But Raindrops bobblehead presented by Panther. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets to learn more. Here's Wendell. A line out and a fly out to right. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and in.
He's got a nasty slider. He had it in his last start too.
He had it in New York, and that was really, you know, ended up not getting the win because we know what happened. But that was as dominant as I've ever seen Kyle Gibson pitch his game at Yankee Stadium. 1 strike. And it's right-handed, left-handed, doesn't make any difference. Gibson gave up just 1 hit in 6 innings to the Yankees and struck out 10.
And that was a career high in strikeouts at 10.
trying to strand Ramos after his leadoff double.
Weak swings at 2 straight sliders. Go back there again. Why waste a pitch?
Got a piece of that one.
Yep.
And now the 100th pitch. The Twins, because of the All-Star break, will have the opportunity to reset their rotation after the break. So the possibility that Gibson's leash might be a little bit longer in terms of pitch count. 109 pitches in his last start against the Orioles.
Yeah, the most 118. That was against the Angels. Here.
2 strikes to Wendell. That time he took it for a ball. Another breaking ball.
Very good strike to ball ratio for Kyle. 8 strikeouts, no walks. Get this guy out. He's not had a start where he's not walked a batter.
Throwing it in again with a fastball. That's 2-2.
Well, you need Wendell to swing the bat right here. Twins are up by 3 with a runner at second.
To right field, Grossman with the catch. Another good inning by Gibson, pitching around the double. 7 shutout innings and a 3-0 lead. Is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Jeep, the official vehicles of summer. The MLB.TV All-Star Sale is here for $39.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this all-star deal. Bobby Wilson to lead off the 7th. Twins haven't had a hit against who?
Tell you what, who's earning some brownie points here after Snell struggled through the first 3 innings. This is his 4th inning. 3 shutout innings so far.
Wilson fouls it back.
Bobby.
One and one. Wilson's 0 for 2. A run did score on his double play grounder in the second, first run of the game. Hook foul. 1-2. Nobody out. Looks like Kyle Gibson will get a chance to at least start the 8th inning.
Wow.
Fastball and a strikeout.
And who picking up his second strikeout? Excuse me, his third strikeout.
He's gotten Wilson twice, one down in the 7th, and now Bauer.
And you got Polanco last inning.
In using who for at least part of a 4th inning here, may take him out of the mix for Sunday's game when the Rays are expected to kind of make beef stew out of it.
They have 10 relievers.
Yeah, I know. But only because they've only got what, 4 starters, so
right.
Up and away to Mauer. I think I know the answer to this, but it's after 11 o'clock now, where the FCC still has restrictions on what you can say, what you can't say. But how do you feel about the idea of having an opening pitcher, the intent being he is only going to pitch 1 inning to start the game?
You know, I mean, Kevin Cash came up with this idea. I don't like it, but you know what, it actually has worked pretty good for the Rays.
Mauer with a fly to left. Bowers. Ball landed fair. And Mauer will get a pop fly single. Bowers had the ball land right at his feet. Didn't dive for it at all. And by inches landed in fair territory. That was curious.
Yeah, it was. It was a curious play by Bowers out on left field. Of course, he was shading Joe that way anyway. An inside out swing by Mauer. And Bowers went after it. And then kind of slowed down right there.
I don't know.
Don't know if he would have been able to catch it.
It looked, second look, it probably landed about 8 feet from him. But right on the chalk line for a single. And now Rosario 1 for 3 on the day. An infield hit in the first. And Rosario takes ball 1. Keeping the arms loose. Someone is going to be sent back out for the 8th inning. Dug out by Ramos, 2-0.
Well, again, who was a guy that is stretched out? 14 starts down in AAA.
Yeah. High fly, right center field. Heading back is Smith. And gone, a home run. Eddie Rosario with his 19th of the year. Nothing Twins.
Tell you what, isn't that ball's jumping. I thought that was a fly ball to right field to right center. Looked like a changeup, breaking ball right there. Eddie got underneath it, but the strength of Rosario hits it into the flower bed just over the wall.
Statcast powered by AWS, 97.3 miles per hour, 380 feet. And the one thing that I think Eddie does, and one of the reasons is the balls that he hits carry so well, I think he gets really good backspin. You know, and in the case of that one there, it just seemed to, it kept climbing, you know, and that's a function of getting a lot of backspin on the ball. Well, it's a big home run because now it's 5-0. And here's Dozier. Dozier 1 for 2 with a walk. Run scored. Now the fly to left center. Bowers makes the catch. 2 away.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Grossman with a walk, an RBI double, a run scored, and a ground out. Slash to left. Foul. Off the end of the bat to third. Robertson with a better throw this time, and the inning ends. But Mauer with a pop fly single and Rosario with a fly ball home run to right center, and it's 5-0. Of the 7th, 5-0 Twins. And if you're game for a little excitement, head to foxsportsnorth.com to submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during a broadcast. Receive $100 in scratch tickets with the Minnesota Lottery. Every day is game day. Chuck foul at the plate, 1 strike. And there's Gibson starting the 8th inning with no bullpen activity started behind him.
Yeah, first time this season Kyle has worked into the 8th inning. Again, he's gone 7 innings 5 times. He's going a little deeper.
That's a fair ball, and it'll hit the short wall, and the ball rolls right by Rosario, and it'll be a double. And he was looking up for his throw to second, try to throw out Echeverria, but it is a double. Leading off the 8th, 3rd leadoff double that the Rays have had.
Yeah, then now some guys will start getting up in that bullpen. Echeverria with his 7th double of the year.
Looked like the ball as it came off the wall hit the edge of the grass and kicked over Rosario's glove.
Yeah, this is a double the whole way. I don't think even if Eddie's able to field this ball that Echeverria would have made it to second anyway. So get away from Eddie.
And Smith pops the first pitch foul. Rays got a leadoff double in the 4th, and Bowers only got to third base. And then last inning, Ramos cranked a double to right center field, but he was left there when Gibson got the next 3 men. Ryan Presley with the windmill in the bullpen. 1 strike. Now inside. Gibson's got a 8-inning complete game, a 9-inning complete game. He does not have a shutout yet in the big leagues. And right now the bid for a shutout is in jeopardy. Tap to the right side. That's a fair ball, and Mauer will go to the bag, and on the play, Echeverria goes to third. And now Kiermaier, who's hit 2 fly balls and a ground ball against Gibson.
Kyle's had 2 other outings where he's worked shutout baseball, and that was against Kansas City. His longest outing is a 0. That was 7 shutout innings in Kansas City, and then his first start of the year in Baltimore, he pitched 6 shutout innings against the Orioles.
And the Yankee game too, where he pitched 6 innings.
That's right. Yep. No runs. Missed that one.
Infield playing back. Kiermaier at the plate. Low, ball 1.
Need a pop-up or a strikeout.
Bullet to center.
That's going to score him.
Kepler makes the catch. Coming in from third is Echeverria, and the Rays are on the board. 2 away in the 8th.
A sacrifice fly for Kiermaier, picking up just his 8th run batted in on the year. As Echeverria scores.
Daniel Robertson has struck out 3 times against Gibson. Probably not at all thrilled that Gibson is out there in the 8th inning, because he's got to face him one more time.
That's why it's so hard in today's game to pitch a shutout. A 9-inning shutout.
Now you had how many?
That's 60.
What's the record? Cy Young, probably.
Walter Johnson, 112.
112 shutouts.
Yeah, over 110. Excuse me, 110 shutouts. I would love to go back in a time capsule and see how he pitched. He and Cy Young, those 2 guys.
1-1 to Robertson. There's a half swing and a strike. I think the pitch was called a strike.
Yeah, he's got Robertson completely fooled. Robertson struck out a couple times on that slider. Then his last at bat, remember, he fell behind 3-0, came back with a 3-2 fastball inside. Good fastball right there. Good location.
1-2.
They go back inside now. Slider away.
Did he go? Strike 3. Gibson has struck out Robertson 4 times. The Rays get a run in the 8th. It's 5-1.
Sports Update. On this date in 1996, Kirby Puckett announced his retirement from baseball. Kirby got glaucoma earlier that spring, near the end of spring training, actually. He announced his retirement that day, but he said, it doesn't matter what your height is, it's the size of your heart that counts.
And within his retirement announcement, the so true words, tomorrow isn't promised to any of us. And Kirby was talking about his baseball career, and ironically, you know, the glaucoma hit him as he woke up the morning after he had a couple of hits against Greg Maddux in a spring training game. And one of the sadder days in Twins history. Here's Polanco lifting one to left, and Bowers is there, one away. Paul Molitor came back to the Twins in part because he wanted to play with Kirby, but that didn't happen. One down in the eighth, and now Williams Astudillo 0 for 3 in the ball game. Should mention, and I don't think we did during the broadcast, I'm sure it was brought up during the pregame show, but the Twins put Logan Morrison on the disabled list with a hip impingement. And that's one of the reasons why Astudillo's in as the designated hitter today.
And Adrianza, who was in the ball game, was activated on the disabled list.
1 strike to Astudillo. And foul back, 2 strikes. No, we're looking forward to seeing this hot pitcher that the Rays had, Blake Snell. He ends up going just 3 innings. And Chi-Wei Hu looks like he's going to get the last 5. It's hit hard to center, and Kiermaier ranges back and over, out number 2.
That's why you never know in this game of baseball. Here you got Snell that came in 4-0, ERA under 1, 2 earned runs in his last 4 starts. You got Kyle Gibson, who came in 1-5 with a 6.81 ERA against the Rays. You know, I mean, the odds are against Kyle, and he outpitched him. Great outing for Gibson.
Here's Kepler. Walk, grounded out, reached on an error. Sharply hit, picked off the ground. Wendell made the catch just before the ball hit the ground. Twins go quickly in the 8th. All these names, so I'm going to have Bert Blyleven read
go ahead. No, go ahead.
The World Cup promo. There you go.
Okay, you know what? I'm upset. I don't even care. I know France beat Belgium. That's all I care, and I don't care anymore. I wanted Belgium.
Sunday on Fox. France and Croatia in the FIFA World Cup final. Coverage begins Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. Stream it live on Fox Sports app. Pogba, Mbappe, Luka Modric, You could have handled that.
Blyleven.
Here's Bowers.
Tough enough time with that.
Ryan Presley with a chance to finish off a ball game here with Bowers the first man he'll face. And he's hit 4 line drives in the ball game. Hit 3 against Gibson, a liner to left for a single, a double in the 4th. He lined out to Grossman in the 6th, and on the first pitch he gets a single leading off the 9th inning.
Ryan trying to get ahead, but the fastball right there, and Bowers, as you mentioned, his 3rd hit, 6th hit for the Rays.
And now Ramos, he's got 2 hits. So Bowers has 3 of them. Ramos has 2, and the other hit last inning Echeverria after his double. The Rays finally worked him around to score a run. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Presley making his 46th relief appearance. He's been used the most out of that bullpen. 42 2/3 innings. He's walked 17, 1 intentional, 62 strikeouts.
Check swing. No swing, 1-on-1.
Opponents coming into the ball game hitting 259 off of Ryan. Left-handers 208. Right-handers actually hitting 283 off of him.
Blocked again by Wilson. 2-1. Just don't want anything to mount here.
No.
Okay. Bowers got his base hit. Now get Ramos, and those of you at home can relax a little bit. Rodney getting loose just in case. Missed inside. 3-1.
Well, now you have to go with your fastball. You have to trust your fastball.
Presley thought, I think, and you can see as he mutters to himself, he thought he hit the corner. One more man reaches, and it will be a save situation. There's a strike on the outside corner.
I think Ramos thought that was ball 4.
And Presley, you can tell, still steamed about the ball 3 call.
5-1 lead.
Fastball, right?
Fastball. Outer half of the plate, hit a ground ball, double play. Sounds simple. Oh, he walks it.
So now first and second, nobody out, and Choi to the plate. I don't know that Rodney's had enough time to warm up. Bauer's single came on the first pitch. And now a walk, first and second, nobody out. Choi has struck out, hit a soft line drive to Dozier and a fly ball to Grossman. Ball 1. Two and 0.
Well, those 3-game series in remember in Tampa, you know, I mean, Twins had that lead in game 1, and then the Rays tied it in the 9th, and they won in the 10th. And all the infielders along with Wilson. 2
walk-offs in that series. The middle game was kind of a blowout, but the first game was when Zach Duke had problems covering first, and then the winning run came in, and then Carlos Gomez with a home run in the Sunday game, a walk-off. So yeah, the Twins should not be surprised that the Rays are going to play this game out here. A single, a walk, and now it's 2-0 to Choi. A little meeting on the mound. First mound visit. Another measure of how much in control Gibson was. That has bounced foul. 2-1.
Whoop, get back in quick. Nobody saw you.
It's almost Friday. I think they'll let it go. 2-1 to Choi. by 6. And a foul ball, 2-2.
It's a big pitch right here. You want to go 3-2, puts more pressure on yourself to get that ball over the plate.
2-2 to Choi. Got a piece of it somehow with Presley dialing it up to 97. Troy's got some power, so does the on deck hitter, C.J. Cron. Another 2-2. Breaking ball to the left field corner. Rosario with a long run. That's a foul ball. And Choi made a bid for an extra base hit the other way.
Yeah, Ryan left that breaking ball up and Choi went with it. Not a lot of room down in that corner. Rosario is chasing after that ball.
He had a home run against the Twins down the left field line when he was with the Brewers. Another 2-2 to Choi. Missed inside with Cron on deck. This might be Presley's last man faced, regardless of whether he gets him or not. 15th pitch of the inning. Breaking ball, got him. A 3-2 curve.
That's a heck of a pitch right there. Choi had a good at bat, but it was Presley that won that battle with that great 3-2 breaking ball. Straight over the top. Choi swinging through it. So a big first out here.
And now Cron, who has struck out 3 times tonight, all 3 times swinging. Gibson really tied him up with breaking balls. And you just saw Presley's got a good one himself. On the ground, a base hit to right. And Bowers will be held at third. That'll get the tying run to the plate in Joey Wendell. Throw back to the infield. And Cron got a breaking ball and pushed it into right field. And that's going to be the end of the outing for Ryan Presley. With the Rays threatening here. 2 singles and a walk, they'll get the tying run to the plate with only 1 out. Fernando Rodney's got to come in and try to pin it down. A little anxiety here in the 9th with the Twins up 5-1. very strong innings, and now the bullpen has encountered some difficulty. Ryan Presley faced 4 men, 3 of them reached. The bases are loaded. And CenturyLink what's next. Nathan Eovaldi was really good his last time out for the Rays. Jake Odorizzi will go for the Twins. Odorizzi, of course, a former Tampa Bay pitcher. 6:30 tomorrow. We don't expect any weather. Should be on time for Game 2 tomorrow.
Fernando Rodney coming into the ball game looking for his 21st save. Now, he pitched 2 years with the Rays and kind of resurrected his career back in 2012 and 2013. Had some injuries with the Angels prior to that, but saved 85 ball games in 2 years for the Rays.
Joey Wendell will bat. He's 0 for 3. He's hit 3 fly balls to Robbie Grossman in right field. In the first game of the series in St. Petersburg, Rodney blew a 9th inning save, and then the Rays won it in the 10th. He hit Carlos Gomez, who stole second, scored the tying run on a base hit, and then the Rays walked off the Twins the next inning. Ball 1 to Wendell.
Just need an out here.
Duffy is in the on deck circle. Grounded foul, 1-1.
Nice backhanded pick by that young lady.
1-1 to Wendell.
Oh,
back to Rodney. A flip home throw to first. Safe at first. And let's check on Rodney first and see where he got hit. The glove wrist he's pointing to. And a nice play by Rodney. That had to hurt, and he was able to get the out at home plate.
Why he's smiling. Hey, showing the left wrist area. Little smirk with Paul, but watch this ball right back up the middle. Rodney, yeah, left forearm it looked like. Alertly picked it up. Gave it to Wilson. Close play at first base. Wendell safe.
Masa Abe was the trainer who came out to check on Rodney. Not a mound visit at all. An out. And now Duffy will hit. Duffy probably the best hitter that the Rays have right now. You see his numbers, hitting at .310. High strike call. .300 at bats, just 25 runs batted in. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Duffy 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter this year. Rodney trying to get the final out.
Two strikes to Duffy. Off the plate. And as the clock strikes midnight, the Twins have won the opener.
Rodney picking up his 21st save. Great job by Kyle Gibson. Blake Snell did not have his best stuff, and the Twins took advantage of it.
And this very important series for the Twins gets started on the right foot. Really good start by Kyle Gibson. Twins hit enough to pull out a 5-1 win. And for the postgame show, we're going to go to Kevin Gorg.
Yeah, guys, a special midnight edition of Twins Live presented by CenturyLink. We'll take a look at Eddie Rosario. Another big night for him, another big home run for Rosie. Kyle Gibson, brilliant through 8 using the slider. We'll take a look at that. We'll hear from the manager, Paul Molitor. Twins win, and Twins Live presented by CenturyLink is up next.